Good afternoon and welcome to DRBMiller introducing Outriders. A warm welcome to all of our friends, fans, community members, participants, squad mates and viewers on various platforms worldwide. Thank you for watching us today and thank you for supporting our channel. Thank you for all of your messages of support as well for well, everything in respect of DRBMiller introducing. I'm so glad to see that my new concept, the new episodes have been received so well on the channel and people are enjoying all the games that have been introduced. I had a couple of messages saying we really loved going under, thank you for introducing it to us, because otherwise we would have not noticed the game. Well, that's exactly the purpose of the program. We want to be introducing the games that perhaps are not really under the spotlight, some of the indies, some of the games without marketing budget, and therefore I try them, before I introduce them here. And we want really our community to be a bit more engaged and a bit more connected to those that we consider to be as good as everything else that is on offer. I'm going under a wonderful, wonderful combination of a dungeon crawler and a kind of a very political type of game, really representing the state of the US as it stands today. I thoroughly enjoyed it and I will definitely purchase it, so I really look forward to it. And just a reminder of the fact that I need to purchase the Division 1 pack, which is offered on only about £5, and I hope it's still there. It's a massive big Ubisoft sale, but I can see that we're having some problems here with Outriders and the process of being signed in, so I don't know what's going on. It just doesn't want to bring us in. Just keeps Well, it looks like we'll probably need to restart the game because we are not able to get in. I'm not sure what the reason is. So if everybody just stays put, stays here with us, and we'll attempt to... Oh no, we are getting in finally. It took a long while.
Today, we shall see victory! A great new altered fights at our side!
The anomaly should have killed us. But instead, it left us something more. Altered and Outrider. Only we can lead them to a future. Whatever we were before, we're something new now. We were given a second life. We can't waste it.
And here we are, Outriders. We are going to be joined today by Spurs. He will pop in and we'll do things together. So we are going to be first of all inviting Spurs to join us through our party. So just let me see. Friends. I don't see Spurs at the moment. Would like to bring him in. I need to ask him what's happening. Okay, so just bear with us. I need to find out whether Spurs is live or 9 and bear with me, I'm just trying to get our friends in, and therefore we'll be able to... oh, what's this? Where did this come in? So we'll be able to do some multiplayer compared to everything else we've done so far, which was through the single player mode. So bear with me, I'll try to sort this out as soon as possible, and hoping to have Spurs and Sakapupu joining us. Let's see whether they are available. Alright, so I think we are not able to get our friends in. Let's just wait still for a moment. World Tier 2 we've gone up, and as we carry on you'll remember we are unlocking the different tier levels. And I also want to say that we are streaming and playing Outriders on PlayStation today compared to what we had last week, which was on Xbox. I was very pleased with its performance yesterday. It did seem to be doing really well. A very smooth FPS run, no lag, no choppiness, everything seemed to work properly. And don't forget we also had some maintenance and patches introduced So perhaps the game was really made a bit more console friendly. We'll find out when the title is released in April, but I thought the graphics and the audiovisual side was indeed performing better on PlayStation compared to Xbox, certainly on my setup, for whatever reason, and I can't really see the reason as to why it should not be exactly the same, but to do with the actual version of the game. Don't forget, the version for PlayStation is significantly different to the one released on Xbox, and that's frequently the case with some of the other games that were originally made for PCs, but this one indeed had been created for cross-platform access, and I do not have the latest next-gen consoles, and therefore maybe the game would perform even better on those. So if we are to be looking at the menu in here, once you get in, you first of all will see your character, and then you can play with your friends, which means you can bring them in. And let me see, playing Outriders, nobody at the moment, generate a game code, etc, etc. We'll do that once our friends come in. We have select story point, which is very useful. You can be deciding at what point you want to be replaying the game or doing certain missions for the second or the umpteenth time, and that's very good. So that indeed is going to be all ahead of us. We reached on PlayStation level 3, and the maximum level you can get to for the demo is level 7. And there's lots of activities in here for everyone to entertain, and there were many community members doing harvesting, which meant they would get the best possible kit, gear, weapons and everything else that is to be acquired, and that itself would then help you once you went into the full game. And maybe this will not be too popular. Somebody will be doing a team of 3 with the best weapons and kit, and others will be just starting out, but nevertheless the idea is to be able to save and import everything from the demo into the full game, and I think as an idea certainly does work very well for me. So we have game privacy, left stick, friends only, of course, options, we'll have a look. Yeah, I'll leave it on friends only default. Everything else has been sorted. So let me have a look again whether our friends are there. If not, we'll just crack on. See. Alright, so no big deal. We'll crack on with some activity, and then Spurs can join us as we come in. We can obviously join his game if we are restarting from the very beginning of Chapter 1. So we need to be descending into the Hans warehouse to save Jakob. So that's the first thing to do.
Hey, Shira. I'm geared up and tracking down Jakob. Now, who the hell are these assholes?
They're thugs, drug runners, and child slavers. They call themselves the Hounds. And believe me, no one's gonna miss them if you put a few dozen in body bags.
Why the hell haven't you done something about them already?
Honestly, because their black market keeps our soldiers happy.
Vendors are complaining.
And at least they're not eating their own fucking kids. Fighting out there.
Yeah, I met a few of them. Not so friendly.
Well, as you could see, this is at the very point where we are able to get in some other friends, corporate friends matchmaking quest timeline. So it tells you how to play the game together. Play together at any time. You can switch between single player and co-op mode from for up to 3 players when playing with others. The difficulty is higher, but the loot is better. It is the usual with all the other RPGs as well. And the difference is we have up to about 30 different oops, what was that? Some noises you can hear. Hopefully within the game. And compact friends, matchmaking, quest timeline. I'll read everything for you, just bear with me. So basically, when you reach the first section of Chapter 1, you can invite your friends from the lobby or from the game menu. You press on options, and friends can also join without invitation if your game previously set to friends only or open. You can use the matchmaking station at the camp to find a party. Previously set to open, other players can join in by matchmaking. And also in the lobby, quest timeline will let you set the story to any unlocked story points past the future. You can always go back and replay it, and then equipment will not change, only the story point. Okay, so let's crack on with some action. But I'm curious because I can't see
Do you have anything to spare?
any weapons. No, you should have some weapons. So I have weapons. I can't see the weapon on my back. We did have it yesterday. We'll find out once we get on.
It ain't fair.
Move along, nothing to see here. You come to the wrong place.
So what did the old guy do?
Co-op voting. All players need agree before proceeding to another location. Co-op. Follow the prompts on screen to vote. Alternatively, you can step inside the circle to vote yes. Okay.
I'm looking for Jakub Dabrowski.
Boy. Listen, asshole. You got a gun pointed right at your...
Well, this worked.
What the hell is going on out there?
My sniping skills, eh? Isn't it? This is slightly off mark that was a good shot. I like that. Boo. Open the gate. Very enjoyable to do this in co-op. And I think our friends perhaps delayed by some reason, not sure why. We did say that they were going to come back, but there you are. Each arena has goals that must be completed. These objectives are marked with icons on your radar. Right, so... Okay. Deal with those reinforcements! And look at that, walking in. Alright, complete Assault Rifle Master Tier 1, let's see what that is. Okay, looking good. Close enough. Okay. Well, remember this, if you are accessing that menu, the game still carries on. It's not paused. Slow horse.
One of them.
Caught me in a corner. That's ridiculous. Right. Start from the beginning. Why? This is turning out to be tricky. They keep coming. This is a glitch. They come up and you can't get away from them. This is also glitching. You can't really activate it. Jesus, that's ridiculous. I've not had this problem before. Boo. Just realised my
Now where's Jakob?
yeah, just bear with me. I need to do some postings in here. I'm receiving some messages. Thank you for supporting the channel and indeed for our DRB tracing Outriders. Let me just answer the questions. I'll be back very, very shortly. looks like our friends are not joining us today. I thought we were going to have some multiplayer activity, but nevertheless, we'll just carry on and enjoy all that Outriders have to offer. And then, let me see, we need to go where? Open the door, gate. Jakob should be there.
Nice eyes.
Hey! Whoa. Oh, sorry, guys. I thought this was the bathroom.
She means business.
You okay?
I had it under control.
Been a while.
I know you. Kurva! Then I thought you were dead.
You'll soon be dead if you don't get your ass to Shira's right now.
Shira. All right. Come meet me there when you're ready.
So we need to go back to Shira.
Shira, I got Jakob out in one piece. He's on his way to you.
That old drunk just refuses to die. Well, you should come join us. We have some catching up to do.
Okay, so we need to always check new skill thermal bomb. We can enable this. Resource pickup as well. Always try these. Need to get some goodies which the game's offering. Restock again. Any other rewards? Let's have a look. Oh, look at these refugees. Yeah, so we need to look at the inventory. Make sure that you're always leveling up with the best weapons. Quite like. I like myself with that helmet, eh? It's the best jacket, level 60. The trousers 64. Not bad. Exactly the same ones. Oh, good enough. 57. Not a marked improvement in there. 10. It's a shotgun, I think. Yeah, we don't want that. Sniper. Shotgun. 110 is a lot more powerful. Oh no. All sorted. We can use this for fast travel. Remember, fast travel is just when you are needing to quickly sum up the activities and don't really resort to fast travel at all times because you'll miss out on a lot of content, not just in this game but any RPG which has massive big open world. The beauty of doing RPGs like Anthem, Fallout and Mass Effect is by exploring the open world and collecting all the side quests. The Witcher is exactly the same. In fact, I collected so many side quests in The Witcher 2, the game I'm presently playing in the evening. Those special The Witcher skills that are required, so I'm not sure what I'll do. Probably have to replay a section of the game. I'll look it up on the internet to see exactly what the score is going to be. But tried to really do something with the monster, it just didn't work. Gave about 15 minutes, but I realized that there were some traps to be set, and the special ability to set up traps still has not been unlocked, and that indeed caused me all kinds of problems. Well, I'll resolve it, don't you worry, it'll all come in due course. So I'm going to go back to Shira. You have the map. This is where she is. Travel. Initiating travel, very similar to all we have in The Division. Quickly you travel from one place to another, able to resolve all issues, all done and dusted. Yeah. We need to go and find Shira. Oh, look at this. This was very laggy.
Brad Marshall's got us.
Don't give me rations I deserve. Fuck you, I swear. Rations I deserve.
Some not that many. This is where Shira is. It's guarded. Go to Shira.
No, because he won't. Because he can do what the fuck he wants.
Hey, never been so happy to see a familiar face. You haven't aged a day.
And you got old, my friend. In the hallway, that was Seth. What was he doing here?
Ignoring our pleas for help.
I thought he was on your side.
Seth, he's not on anyone's side. The insurgents have altered their walking nightmares. We're lucky Seth shows up to fight them back sometimes, but only if it fits whatever the hell game he's playing. Hey, damn it.
You have no idea how bad it is, Outrider. We thought we escaped the apocalypse. We thought we could start over again here. But we were wrong. I was wrong.
Shira.
Do you know why I'm in charge? Because I'm the only officer left alive. The insurgents at our door, they're feral, sadistic. They have us surrounded. We're low on food and bullets. And if those freaks don't kill us, this planet will!
Welcome back.
The black fungus in the forest. We never found a cure. The mountains are filled with abominations. And the anomaly storms get bigger every year. We don't have much time left. If we don't find a way out of this valley, if we don't find a miracle, this last shred of humanity is over.
Shira!
Oh, would you look at that?
I can do things now. I don't understand, but maybe there's a reason.
Yes, you are. I guess I know why I saved your damn life all those years ago.
I'm sure this isn't exactly what you had in mind.
I'm not complaining.
Still, I don't get it. The day we landed, that storm, it tore Cuthbert apart, but not me. Why? Why was I...
Altered? Who the hell knows? When those storms hit, some get ripped inside out, some turn pink polka dot, and a few come back. Fucking immortal.
Nothing about the anomaly makes sense. It disrupts the laws of nature. It mutates whatever it touches. Early on, the ECA's best scientists tried to understand the storms, to tame them. None survived.
I guess you got lucky, boss. Or maybe not.
All I care about is that you are on our side. Our only supply line is blocked by an altar that our weapons cannot touch. Out by the old solar array. Seth had no interest in helping us, but now, you're here.
Hell, why not? Maybe I can buy humanity another day.
Lieutenant, what the hell was that?
The whole front line just collapsed! Like an earthquake, all right? I think we lost our whole first line of defenses!
On my way. Go, go, go!
Hey, in case I don't get another chance, I tried to find you. But it all went to shit. We had to run for our lives.
Forget it. I'm alive. I should have been dead 10 times over, if not for Tanner, if not for Shira. I'm the one with dues to pay now, Jakob.
Boss, I missed you. It's good to have you back. Now go beat that Altered's ass for us, so we can get back in this goddamn fight.
A very good story, as you could see. Lots of cutscenes, a very dynamic, ever-changing environment, as you will see. And
Outrider, be careful out there. It's bad.
I'll see what I can do.
We have
But
one
Shira,
section.
I still got about 30 years of questions to catch up on.
So if you make it back in one piece, come and ask me. But I don't promise I'll have all the answers.
Hey, man. Why can't we just get the altar to go at it?
Any altar that fight with us are a luxury soldier, not a crutch for you to lean on.
New quests, side quests, what was unlocked? Reunion, okay. That's the one we are going to be doing. Rift Town. Okay. This will be very hot. It's becoming a bit choppy now, actually, compared to the way it was up to this point. Not sure what's causing it, but definitely I can see a bit of choppiness there. I'm praising it everywhere. The game's taking a having a go at me.
If you see Gutman, tell her I ain't paying no goddamn tariffs.
Trader.
He cheated! He cheated!
Vendor. 82. No, we'll just give that to massively.
What the hell happened?
The insurgents dug underneath my troops, blew the whole goddamn front to hell. If you can't open the supply line, we're done for.
Emite wheel. High five. Waving. These are not as remarkable as the ones we have in Destiny. Destiny really is excelling with moving modes. They're a very, very good way of building a community, connecting to others. Honestly, I've met lots of friends. And cosmetics. Look at our wallpaper. It looks beautiful. It's a bit like Wasteland, isn't it? Reminds me of Wasteland. Right, so that's our first big activity in Chapter 1. We rescued Jakob. We battled there with all of those dogs, and now we're cracking on with another part of this chapter. As you will see, we have 3 main story missions, no, actually several, and then we have a number of side quests, and then we also have open world where we can be exploring different tasks. So it's quite a lot of activity. Take you up to about 5-6 hours of continuous gameplay if you're really a hardcore Outriders demo veteran. And then everything you complete here will be imported to the full game, so that indeed is a very, very good offer from the developer. I've got to say that many developers are not offering demos anymore. They're giving you alphas and betas, and the difference between alpha and beta is very easy. With demo you are having a polished version of the game, and with alphas and betas it's still game in progress. see, quest tab. That's quest map. Quest tab. Oh, it's the one up there, reunion. So we have that. Defensive perimeter. So that's the one we need to be tackling. Alright, let's get ready. Let's get cracking.
Okay, boss. Do you see a big tower? That's where you need to get. The old solar tower.
How's that?
But it's a mess out there. Everything's upside down.
Yeah, I noticed. Don't worry, I'm carving my way through it.
So you can see echoes of Anthem and of the Division, of Destiny, all these big open world games. I haven't missed them. First off, really successful. Oh, look at them. Yeah, these skills are quite useful, you know, when you're creating spaces in Destiny, and they're a lot easier to run compared to Destiny. They kept this in mind. Is that the enemy will explode and we have any other teammates of theirs nearby, then, you know, they'll be up in smoke. Comfortable tier 3, rapidly ascending. What's this? Can go around. Nope. Something reserved for the full game. Alright. Here you can harvest. Similar to Fortnite, in fact. Pull out your sledgehammer and then rocket. Oh man. I don't know whether this is a glitch or what. I just couldn't really move my character for a little while, and a bit strange. Maybe it's the update since yesterday. When it was, yeah, it was yesterday, wasn't it? There's a capture. There's a flag. Once you capture the flag, you can be traveling fast to other areas, so that's good. And well, in here we'll get some really difficult captains. So I'll just munch something away before we get on with that. What do you know? I think they introduced some other captains with those meat things. Attacking me in the last section of the game. Difficult. Okay. What we need to do is strategy. Check our skill level. It's too difficult for what we are doing at the moment. Doesn't matter. It's a challenge. Hunter's there, how are you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. And Hunter saying, "Flirting in that holy fire." Absolutely. I'm having the Pyromancer ability in here, but she's giving me that, you know, force of godlike strength, and using it quite a bit, which is what's helping. I'll have to bring you in shortly, but I'll be finishing my Outriders stream in about 15 minutes, and we're going to migrate to Warzone. 5 o'clock. Hunter says, I'm doing fine, how about you? Yeah, I'm great, I'm great. A bit of a terrible weather here today. Some severe winds and very heavy rain throughout the whole day. I'm expecting gale force winds tonight, so I'm not sure if I'll bring up my dinner, depending, you know, what weather we have at that. But otherwise great. And Hunter says, no worries, take your time and enjoy your game. Well, to be honest with you, I've already completed the demo on Xbox, and I've gone to PlayStation in order to enable, well, first of all, to try the game on a different platform to see whether it performs better, and generally it does perform better on PlayStation compared to Microsoft's console. The reason for that is on Microsoft's console it is a bit too yeah, managed to eliminate them, which is amazing. It's cool considering. Yeah, and I also wanted to play together with some other folks, and I know that lots of our community members are on PlayStation. Sort of the multiplayer, and Spurs and me were going to have a session today, but I think there was, you know, busy with something else, had to attend to something, and therefore he was not able to join us. So altogether, very, very good, and definitely a very good session. But you know, I'll still stream it for a bit this week, and maybe next week, and maybe the week after. But bit by bit, it's not going to be every day. As I have Spiritfarer, Project Winter, and the other one, Spiritfarer, Project Winter, and Falconeer for DRBMiller, introducing all of the games on Xbox Game Pass, and really very, very good, very terrific in, you know, all sorts of ways. Spiritfarer in particular being voted the most family-friendly game, a feel-good game, you know, and it's a kind of a type of online activity we really want to have during the pandemic. Gears 5 I'll be streaming, so I don't know whether you can access it. It's really one of the best multiplayers that there is, and you know, the list just goes on and on. I'm playing The Witcher at the moment, in fact, and that's not on my Twitch channel. I'm just doing it for myself, outside of my broadcasting hour, and The Witcher is one of my favourite RPGs. I just even forgot how incredibly big and immersive that open world of The Witcher is. It's incredible. And if anyone wants to be considering which one to play amongst the three, I would say the third installment, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, is, I guess, the pinnacle of the trilogy, which is fitting, isn't it? They started out on The Witcher 1, developed it even more in the sequel, and then the third one excelled like a game for all times. And you know, Jeff Rubinstein from Xbox, he said that The Witcher 3 is his favourite RPG of all times, and I can see why. Because the number of side quests and story missions is just infinite. You can just keep exploring and doing things again and again. Although it is a kind of a linear storytelling type of game, it's not a live service compared to, you know, what you have in The Division and Destiny. So it's an incredible achievement, and I think this game will be somewhere within the range. Also, I guess aligned to Mass Effect, Anthem, you know, the big space operas, Destiny. It does really comprise the elements of all three, as well as Gears 4 and all the other open world games like Fallout and, you know, Far Cry. but it does have a twist. It's quite original. I really like the story, I like the characters, and I couldn't believe for the life of me as to why some of the press, you know, the Indonoy press, were describing this game as being poorly written. I don't know whether you played the demo so far, but what's poorly written about it? The only thing I have about it is they keep swearing quite a lot throughout the first, you know, throughout the whole demo. And if you listen to it, obviously being a US person, you will be able to detect that this is not really the way people talk. And they just do it in order to up the ratings. That's just the main thing, because they know, you know, the idea is children younger than 18 will want to play the game if they see it's 18 plus. They'll just inflate the ratings. It's not the way it should be. It's the same in film business. And Hunter says, I hear Cards Against Humanity is very family friendly. If you ask me, the best RPG is Mass Effect 2. Absolutely agree. I mean, two of us are on the same page there. For me, Mass Effect 2 is my favorite RPG of all times, and the trilogy, 1, 2 and 3, is my favorite game of all times. I just think it excelled in every way imaginable, and to be playing one character several times, you know, to replay, and to get different outcomes all the time, different kind of amorous adventures and advances, you know, the various other participants in there, is extraordinary. It's just literally, you know, a revolutionary type of achievement, and I think BioWare will have a difficulty in excelling it. You know, they'll have to seriously invest maybe in a different story within the same format with the same sort of subplots and, you know, in-game mechanics. But yeah, it worked beautifully. And, I think Mass Effect Trilogy has to be played together as one piece, because you really kind of experience the world and the characters in exactly, you know, the right fashion. We'll see. They're working on the next lot of installments, the new episodes of Mass Effect, so we'll see. They pulled the team from Anthem, which is about 30 men strong, to Dragon Age and Mass Effect as their biggest projects. But in view of the problems with Anthem, they pulled the plug on multiplayer. So there will be no multiplayer in the new Dragon Age, and I know why, because their graphics and the volume of the game is so phenomenally great that the present technology probably still will not cut it for the number of players that will be coming in, and that is what was causing them major problems in Anthem. In addition to Frostbite. Frostbite was the game engine that, in the opinion of some experts, didn't perform too well for that game. They bought it from the Swedish developer, you know, the guys who made Battlefield, and they thought it's the best game engine for multiplayer. It turned out to be not the case. And Hunter says they're going to be releasing a remake of the trilogy in May. Will include the DLCs, which I can't wait to get my hands on. Well, actually, it's not a remake, it is a Legendary Edition remaster. So, if you recall, the original Mass Effect game, the first one, was a game that didn't really perform too well on 360. It was very choppy, and it was affecting fight sequences and, you know, all sorts of combat in general. And I played it recently on Xbox Game Pass, and it was, I guess, adapted for next-gen console usage, which is Xbox One, and now it's an Xbox One X. And it performed a lot better. It looked, you know, definitely advanced compared to the old, but still you would get the same sort of problems. So I think once they release the Legendary in May, the game that's going to look absolutely astonishing and much superior to the original is going to be the first installment. Everything else in the sequel and the third installment will be, you know, higher quality on the graphics and audio side, and very bright, very illuminated 4K, and very similar to what we've seen in Halo. But, you know, Halo was a different story because the original game was released on Xbox original console, and then the reworkings for the Master Chief for the Master Chief Collection is basically you know, doing the game from scratch, basically. The skins, the environments, just all like in Destiny, and it is extraordinary. I don't know if you played it, but you just click on Options button, and within a split second you're being brought back from the new to the old. I never had the experience anywhere before. So if you want to be playing Halo like it was originally, you just click on Options button and it brings you back to the original layout. Otherwise, if you want to do the remaster, you'll get it if you press it again. And I wonder whether the Legendary of Mass Effect will have the same option. I did see trailers and some gameplay and all that's been released from by BioWare, and it looks really astonishing. They'll improve the atmospheric sounds. The sound's going to be redone in full. Voiceovers might be polished up, and I personally think they probably could have gone for a full remake of Mass Effect 1, but it's the cost, it's other issues, and it's a massive game. We'll see. Listen, it's going to be looking good, and I can't wait to get my hands on as well. And like you said, it will include all the DLCs, but the DLC from Mass Effect 1. So the DLC from Mass Effect 1, just one, will not be released because they said the files were corrupted and they really couldn't make it to work. And I also think it's maybe to do with the overall quality of the DLC, which was at the time felt really not particularly good and not of the standards like everything else it was given. So I honestly, it's a bit of a red herring for me. If I hear that BioWare could not really resolve the problem with corrupt files, it just seems strange, considering they could do everything else. But never mind, it's always a possibility. BioWare is one of my favorite video game developers, and that's because they are so they're based on very complex storytelling. The narrative is the greatest strength. Together with Bethesda, these companies have been working on this for decades, and if you look at the storytelling of some of the games, like for instance the Knights of the Old Republic, Jedi Empire, Mass Effect, Dragon Age, it just gets better and better. They just move from strength to strength. And what I really liked about Dragon Age, remember playing at the same time as Oblivion, was humour. It's humour that was present there from the beginning, and you have lovely characters. The game is very funny, and this was lacking in the original Elder Scrolls games. And I think with the mods in Skyrim, they introduced characters who are really hilarious. And I played Skyrim Special Edition recently with the mods, and the characters are really funny, but not the main character. It's the ones that you bring into the mods. And also Hunter says, but another way to look at it is that without the DLC of Mass Effect, they'll be able to focus on the others. Yeah. Well, I think generally they had a huge disappointment with Anthem. Anthem was the most expensive, the most complex, the kind of game they ever created, and the game that would have taken a lot of investment on all levels, from finance to human resources. I personally don't know really what was the bottom line, what the main reason for the problem really was, but I think they were under huge pressure from the investors to release the game as early as possible, because the game was delayed several times, and quite frankly, this should have been the next-gen console game. They should have worked on a different engine, like maybe Unreal Engine, and then they would have had an external company maintaining all that was there to be fixed and providing expertise and all sorts. I mean, one assumes that if you have an in-house engine, that everything will be easily sorted, but that doesn't have to be the case if you bought an engine that's not going to be properly working for whatever reason. I'm not an expert on the tech side of things, but I've heard stories about Frostbite, which were affecting other games in addition to Anthem. But I just think it's a huge disappointment. It's a really huge hype amongst everyone who was a member of Mass Effect community, and quite frankly, similar to Halo. When I said we are not going to be developing any more of the original Halo through the studio that created it, Bungie, but Bungie is moving towards Destiny. So everybody in Halo community is excited about Destiny, and therefore the success of game number 1 was so phenomenal So the same thing was kind of conceived by BioWare. You know, they really wanted to have a game that's going to be following up on the trail of Mass Effect, and they thought Anthem was going to be that. I remember watching their gameplay and you know, trailers and the other bits and pieces through various E3 and other Game Award presentations. It looked incredible. The only thought I had about, on the negative side of things, was about flying that javelin suit. I thought, oh, that looks a bit tricky. Is that going to be enjoyable? Because they look like robots, you know, robots in an RPG, maybe. And once I tried the game, it was surprisingly easy, and the javelin suits worked really well. It looked better compared to what I experienced through the streams. But it's the tech side of things, you know. VIP demo offered to everyone who paid 70 or 90 pounds for the top-notch edition, legendary edition, and then there's the Thursday and Friday VIP demo. You can't log in the whole day. Still, people can't log in on Saturday. And then they resolve things on Saturday night, and then I get in. I was on PlayStation, so I was able to log in. Xbox couldn't get anything sorted. And then you get infinite loading screens. The game's crashing all the time. You get in this massive, massive, massive rubber banding. I mean, it's just crazy. And the only other massive rubber banding I had recently was on Call of Duty Cold War, when this person me went in. It was a similar sort of problem. And the developer explained the reason for rubber banding, which is as bad, is simply that you have too many people accessing the server at the same time, i.e. too many people playing the game in such huge numbers. But, you know, eventually they said for Anthem it was all down to Frostbite. They said we enabled all the other servers. I know, I'm not a tech person. It seemed to me they released the game too early. This was a huge mistake. And also, if they're not a company that is well versed in multiplayer, you know, Ubisoft, for instance, they have so many multiplayer games. They have loads of experts who work on the tech side of things for the multiplayer. You don't get these problems. BioWare had never released a major multiplayer game prior to Anthem, and just backfired. So obviously they had cold feet, and they'll be apprehensive. There's been a lot of dirt dished out in the open by BioWare, working conditions, employees, blah 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 blah, that many hubs jumped on. But on the other hand, I feel Anthem is a project that's currently in stasis. They cancelled the current development, but they will not allow this game to fail. They will bring it in at a later stage as a surprise, like Anthem rebooted or something. You know, it's fantastically immersive, beautiful open world, great gameplay, really good story. I mean, I've spent 165 hours doing the campaign alone, and I loved it. It was incredible. I think it gets even better when you do it with a team of 4, and loads of side missions and quests and everything. So, you know, it did require the input similar to Destiny, so that once you completed everything, which is massive, and also different to Destiny, because Destiny basic content is not very, very lengthy, and then you would get extra, you know, stuff through the live services, and it just didn't work. And I think similar problem was experienced by CD Projekt Red and Cyberpunk 2077. Not a multiplayer, but many technical problems. And you know, I played this demo on Xbox, and I thought to myself, it really didn't look too good for the game to be having that kind of frame rate drop on Xbox. And I thought maybe it's to do with the old gen, maybe it worked better on the next gen. But I did read reports on Push Square, Eurogamer and Games Radar. They played it on the next gen, and they said that this didn't seem like a next gen game. So evidently, you know, the developer needs to invest a bit more time in sorting this out here in Outriders, otherwise there will be backlash. Because the game looks beautiful. I mean, I'm watching it on a 16-inch screen, Sony Bravia. It looks incredible. It's my forte. But you do get a bit of that choppiness, and I think hit registration is also a bit of concern. I've used my sniper extensively, and then sometimes you're giving them a headshot, they're a bit further away, and they don't really properly register. And I'm sure the experienced FPS guys really need to jump on that sort of thing. And Hunter says, I've noticed that problem is in a lot of games, especially single player. Mass Effect had long load times, GTA 5 had long times, and so on. But if the game is nice to play, then I don't mind. But like I said, Anthem was too rushed. It needed time and more work. Yeah, I think that also with Destiny, you do have sometimes updates, and you know it have weekly reset, and you will be in the orbit for quite some time before being slotted in, either with others or you proceed to the next activity. There are many reasons as to why this is. You know, this type of multiplayer with live streams is a brand new thing. It's been around for about 5 or 6 years, and they will have to be advancing on the tech side of things. Technology needs to be a bit more, you know, capable of everything that is required, and that really it does. You know, I listened to lots of podcasts and read quite a few articles on this. The biggest problem for Bungie and for Ubisoft is, and for Infinity Ward in particular, is the high quality of audiovisual. That means graphics and sound, like animation, so everything top notch. Then that, coupled with the bandwidth on the server to be able to digest the quality of the graphics, right? On top of that, you have multiplayer access, people coming in for different servers and also for different systems, i.e. cross-platform access. And then, you know, presently the speeds of fiber and many other systems which are in place, be it the servers or indeed the infrastructure, somebody's local network, is simply not good enough to be able to, you know, it's not advanced enough to be able to transmit all of that fast enough, and that is causing problems. I mean, I've heard from, I didn't actually talk about this online, I talked to one of the senior advisors who works for EE, my ISP and mobile operator, and he's an avid gamer, and he's involved in, you know, esports and various other things. And he did say he purchased PS5 and Xbox One X, immediately ordered in advance and got them quite early because I think he's involved with, you know, the insiders of the industry. Basically, he writes reviews and does other things, and so he obviously would get the priority if he ordered directly through Sony or Microsoft. And he said the first thing he noticed was that if you were to be playing next-gen games like Valhalla or Cyberpunk or, you know, Watch Dogs Legion, any of the recent releases on the next-gen, you would really need to have high-quality fiber, because if you were doing the same on standard broadband, like the internet connection that I have, the game would be performing a lot worse together with your console compared to what you had on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. The reason for that is simple. The fast processor of those consoles and the quantity of data that it's sending requires the highest quality of that type of connection. So if that connection is not there, there will be problems. So that's just one of the examples. You know, the consoles jumping the gun, already being out there, whilst the infrastructures in certain countries like ours are not there to accommodate it, and that is a problem. Listen to this. I have the best possible gamer phone, Sony Xperia 5 II. Call of Duty Mobile is proprietary to Sony. You get the phone and you have Game Enhancer inbuilt, so you can do everything with it. You can be taking instant screenshots, posting them to various social networks, you know, forums online, whatever you want, and it's just absolutely top notch. And that phone also has 5G connectivity. Guess what? I have the best possible phone, but in the area where I live in Britain, there isn't any 5G. So can I use the phone to best mobility? Absolutely not. And the phone is not performing 100% due to this, because it's been made for 5G, you know, as well as for the fastest broadband. So for instance, I want to be playing games on xCloud through Xbox Game Pass. I actually can't. I keep getting messages on my phone saying your internet connection is not of good enough quality for these games to be played. Therefore, we are closing the game. Because the processing power of the phone is much faster, much greater than what my Wi-Fi can take here on the home setup. And the same applies to the servers. You know, they want to be getting in to your device as quickly as possible, because obviously you are playing them off xCloud, so loads of issues in there really. And right, so I think we've come to the end of our Outriders demo today. We've not played a lot. We've just looked at a few bits and pieces, and I'll go back and see. Go back to the lobby. We'll be migrating to Warzone, of course, so if Hunter is in there, and if you want to join us, I'll bring you in. We can crack on more or less straight away. You happy with that? Would you like to come in? Just let me know, because I'll try to bring it in immediately. Well, I think I can certainly say to Hunter that if you liked Mass Effect, you will find a great similarity here in Outriders. The open world feels very similar, and most importantly the gameplay. Lots of cutscenes, plenty of dialogue, but the battle sequences are more of the kind of Anthem style, more than, well, I mean, Anthem is very similar to Mass Effect in that respect. The only difference is it has a much more enhanced, more beautiful open world, which is there with a lot more detail and very, very hectic. A lot more hectic than in Mass Effect. Anthem battles are amongst the best ones I've ever had in any online sci-fi game, and I think this game is looking very much like that. What I played in the demo is very hectic, loads of enemies, and I think it's the best played in co-op or as a 3 or 4 piece. That's certainly my take on it, and that certainly is going to be the way that I would like to play it here, and I'm hoping that similar to Destiny it will attract very many viewers and participants, so we can really build a community from the start. And I might be doing some of that before 1st of April here through randoms, just to get people in to see what they think, because doing it through randoms is always the best way of building the foundation of any community. And as you've seen with Destiny and Apex and PUBG and with Warzone, we're able to really excel in that process. It's been a very, very enjoyable, a very rewarding online gaming experience, and also on a human level. We've been able to survive the pandemic. We've been able to provide a lot of entertainment to everyone, and it's been just a true joy to be a part of, and I'm very, very pleased and very happy and proud of what's been achieved here on the channel. It is a community, family-friendly, all-inclusive channel. We don't run any competitive schemes, and this is the way I'm certainly going to be keeping it for many months and years to come. Hunter says, but I feel that you have those people who believe that 5G towers give you cancer and other gene deformities. Yeah, I mean, it's just fake news which was spread out on various online platforms, and we had in UK incidents where people were going to burn 5G masts in the north, and it's just, I guess people can have legitimate concerns. If you have like a nuclear plant being built somewhere in a vicinity or in a country, then people will have concerns about possible consequences. But there's a difference between looking at scientific facts and then inventing ridiculous stories which will be affecting everyone. And the ideas which I've heard about COVID vaccine and what some individuals were saying is beyond ludicrous, because we want our world to be a safe place to be. We want people not just to be receiving any kind of vaccine, but the best and the safest, so they're protected from that dreadful, dreadful disease. And, you know. Alright, so that's the end of our Outriders stream. I'm going to be migrating to Verdansk and Warzone. We'll see if our friends want to join us. The usual suspects, of course, members of our regiment. So stay with us. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Anyone else is departing, I wish you all a very, very good afternoon, and we'll carry on with our broadcast very shortly as we resume with our adventures, our social networking, our chats, our jokes, and battles in Verdansk, and of course in the world of Warzone. So stay with us, back very shortly.